Warning: the content you are about to hear contains swearing, disgusting thoughts, half-witted opinions, and a plethora of stupidity. This show is rated M for nobody, because honestly, it's not suited for anyone. Welcome to Dang Bro.
Welcome back to Dang Bro.
Welcome.
So yeah, big news for the Dang Bro
Big news
cast.
for me. Congratulate me, boys.
Congratulations.
Travis got engaged last night.
Yes,
Happy
we did.
engagement, man. That's pretty awesome.
That's forever.
Kind of. It was really scary.
You're not proposing, are you?
I almost didn't
He almost-
do it.
he almost
but
did
I
the Big
almost
Daddy
was.
bit.
Yeah, I almost was gonna go. Hey, you're not proposing, are you?
You think about it.
Yeah, think about it, man. But
Well,
you know
I
what
kinda am.
But you know what I did do afterwards is I came up and I congratulated him, and then I looked Tara in the face and I said, "You're trapped. You're trapped." But on a serious note, dude, like, I mean, we all know Tara's demeanor, how she is normally,
Yeah,
dude. She
yeah.
was genuinely happy for a long time. Like after that,
Yep.
she had an amazing smile on, and she looked really happy, and it was nice to see, dude. That was super.
Yeah,
cool.
she likes the ring a lot.
That's good.
That's good.
That's real good.
That's good.
I was a little worried.
I was a little worried. Yeah.
I came up and I said, "Oh, dude, I almost won that same one out of the claw machine at Steak and Cake."
Dude, Travis, you were gone, and I was like, "Oh, let me see," and I look at it, and I go, "That's it." She goes, gives me this look.
You can't expect seriousness
April's
from
like,
us.
"Shut up." That's what she said, dude.
I came up to you right before we got everybody together to do it, and I put my hand on his chest, and it was the palpitations, man. And I was like, "Dude," and he goes, "What the fuck do you want me to do?" I was like, I don't.
To raise and lower your heart rate.
It was cute, man. You did good.
Yeah.
You did good.
How was
you
it-
almost fumbled over your words.
Yeah.
You almost
Yep,
fucking
I
did.
know I did.
I expected it.
How was it standing there watching everyone you love just watching you? Like,
I
do
wanted it
this
to
thing?
like just disappear. I wanted to close my eyes so it went away.
Dude,
Oh,
you
man.
could tell like she knew something was up because like she's
Yeah.
like, "Are we
Dude,
taking a
you
video?
know- you know
What's
what-
happening?"
You know what she told me
I was like,
this
"What?"
morning before I came here was like, she's like, you know what I should have said? She's like, you're all looking at me. Because remember we're in the garage and like she had some edibles. She's like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And we're like, what? You're all looking at me. It's like, yeah, you spoke. We're just trying to hear what you said.
So anyway, yeah, congrats, dude. That's super
Yeah, congratulations.
Awesome. I wish
Thanks,
you guys
guys.
many, many years. So I know. So the last episode we wanted to talk about Bruce stories.
we prefaced some Bruce stories.
Preface with some Bruce stories, and we got some. But I want Travis to blind react to this
blind
list.
read.
Blind react
we'll
to
talk
this
about
list
some.
of Bruce topics, and just read them out loud as you're reading them. Just read them out loud.
Just
and then
in case the listeners and viewers haven't heard who Bruce is yet. Bruce
He's
is
our
Travis
father.
and Craig's dad.
Yeah, this is
And
our
he
dad.
is a fucking character.
He
He's
is a
something.
character. He's wild.
So this is a list of the topics that I had to talk about. He already glanced at them. Just read them off one by one.
The first one. That song, I'm an Asshole by Dennis Leary, is about Bruce.
That song
It's so fucking true. Because there was this trip we were taking. There's a moment like my dad was pissing off Craig real bad, you know it? And like he's driving his shitty Saturn, that silver
it's
Saturn.
99
yeah.
Saturn SL.
But like he had it at this point, and my brother just goes, "God, you're an asshole. You are an asshole." My dad just goes, "I don't know about that."
Dude, read the list. Read the list. Oh, here.
Yeah, unlock it.
Here.
I don't know about that.
What a passive aggressive like.
See you next one. He threw away a whole tray of McDonald's, bro. Dude, okay, we were all at McDonald's, right? We had stopped to eat there, and like as we're walking out, like our dad leaves before we do, and like we're walking behind him, and he still has this tray of food. You know, you just dump the trash on. You place it above, outside the trash can. Right? No, shucks the whole fucking tray away and keeps walking. Doesn't break stride at all.
He shoves the whole tray.
He just kept going. He just And then he didn't even look back. He didn't even acknowledge that he did it. He's just like, yep.
He just did it like
This
it's
is normal.
Like he does it every
Like he
time
does
he
it
goes.
every time. Like he does it every time, dude.
God. He dug the hole in the closet.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah, we
about
talked
that.
Told you
about
guys
that.
about that. Drives like an idiot.
So this comes from Dad has. I mean, we've talked on an earlier episode. I don't think it's been released.
Probably not.
But my dad, he is a habitual traffic offender, and he can't have his license anymore.
He's an
He'll
offender,
never
man.
have
Yeah, he'll never have it
Legally.
again.
He'll
and
probably never
and
get it
the
back.
one time that I did, he worked for a company, and I guess told him he had his license, and I had to follow him driving, and he was blowing stop signs, he was swerving,
Yeah, dude,
dude.
he's swerving, weaving in
Dude,
there.
he was driving like an idiot, dude. Like he was driving like, yep, you shouldn't have a license. So the state did right by revoking it. So I just gotta say that.
He's driving like, I can see why you're never
Yeah,
going to get
yeah,
your
you
license
should.
back.
You definitely should never drive again.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Goes back to the whole "I'm an asshole" by Dennis Leary. That song. Oh my god.
And me calling him and like yeah, I was fed up. I was like, dude, you're an asshole. And he goes,
I don't know about that. Oh my gosh, dude! This next one, blasting music at 2 a.m. So this would happen. Me and Craig would go down to our dad's house like every other weekend when like, we were younger. And the guest room that we would sleep in was right next to this other bedroom,
It was like their office.
like their office room where he would like do his artwork and shit. But he had his record player in there. And he would put on his old. He would get drunk. He'd like start drinking, put on his old records, but he would blare it. He would just turn up the volume so fucking loud.
like there weren't two kids sleeping in the next
like we
room.
were sleeping in the next fucking room with these paper thin walls. And dude, Craig got fed up with. He took a shoe off, chucked it on the fucking wall. You just hear boom, and then you just hear the volume get turned way down. Like, dude, it's real loud. And it gets real quiet. Like immediately after he chucked the shoe at his wall.
Yeah, you go.
Turn it down.
Talk about doesn't think about anybody else. Like it's
And
wild.
speaking of
Exactly.
that, this next one on the list doesn't really listen to what you have to say. Like, dude, Craig will be in the middle of the story and he'll just like, yeah, and then just either interrupt him or just not really listen to what he's saying and then just talk about something totally irrelevant that has nothing
Totally
to do
different.
with anything we just said.
He was doing that. He was doing that today when I was talking to him because he
Was he?
wanted so bad to get a hold of you and he couldn't. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll call him. He goes, yeah, just when you get off the phone, tell Travis to give me a call.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Will do.
Like one of the most recent times, I think it was no, it wasn't Vincent's, but it was a recent time when Bruce had come down to visit. It was at your house when we were at the fire, like
Yeah.
in your backyard, and Tara was over there, and Craig was trying to tell a story about something, and my dad interrupted him and started talking about something totally else, and he looked at Tara and just mouthed the words like, "What the fuck? I was talking."
Like, am I not here?
I was fucking talking.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about like asking you guys to like let him sleep at your house and then him getting
Yeah.
so messed up and crossfaded and he couldn't find the bathroom.
dude, yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know one thing. How did two intelligent men come from this man? I don't.
Dude, here's
And good looking.
Honestly, if we were left in his care, we would probably be criminals.
It would have been a disaster. And no joke. So I have an answer to that. So the reason that we are so different is because
Of him.
not only did mom have full custody, right? So we only saw dad every other weekend, but
Probably
we were
another.
also in daycare a lot
Yeah.
too. So we had to on our own, we had to read people. Like we had to learn how.
we had to
Right,
learn how to navigate.
right.
We had to learn
society.
navigate life in society, like confrontation with strangers and adults, and we have figured out this societal way of how life goes, and like it's
this-
benefited us. We're successful. In our
I
own
mean,
right.
it's made you guys, who you are today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that where you got the? I'll close my eyes until.
Yeah, I'm just gonna close my eyes until it goes away.
But no, I just it's wild. He's a character,
He's
and you
something
guys
else,
are
dude.
like got good heads on your shoulders,
Right.
So
What?
Yeah, dude, he's next on the
I
list.
don't have
think
anything to say about Bruce.
I so thought you were gonna go. I don't know about that.
I just, dude, every time I've met the guy, it's just been like a fucking fever dream of an experience.
Remember when he was almost going to hit you when you saw us
at Kings Island?
Island?
Because when I still had long hair and you came behind me, you were like pulling on, just being, you know.
And his first instinct was to punch a child. I was like 12, dude.
A grown Bruce is going to deck a 12-year-old in the face.
With this toupee.
I'm going to drill your ass with my hair. Come on. His toupee makes a fist like Mr. Fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Clocks you.
Bruce's first response was to punch a child in the face.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Dude, this next one Craig's going to have to talk about. Tricked me, Craig, into driving him to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's going to have to talk about that.
I think that was also on another show that hasn't been released yet. I think we will release him at some point. I think we should. Not necessarily like out like on the podcast platform.
Bonus
maybe as
DVD
videos.
features.
Yeah, bonus on like YouTube channel.
Bonus.
But anyway, yeah, this was a time when I took him to Vincent's and he got real hammered and decided to check us out of the hotel. And he goes, this is gonna be great. You're gonna love this. And I was like, oh yeah. He goes, yeah. And we go down and he goes, all right. He goes, yeah. I want to check out of our room. And I was like, okay, man. And then he goes, all right, get on the highway and just keep driving. I was like, come on,
He's so
man.
demanding. So drunkenly demanding.
About himself. He just had nothing to say, but just do what I want. Practically. I mean, and literally half an hour, 45 minutes goes by, and I'm like, Dad, where are we going? And he goes, St. Louis. So I was like, come on, man.
And dude, the thing is, I was supposed to go on that trip, but I really didn't feel like it, so I'm like, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, he got out of it, dude.
Yeah.
So it's just me. And anyway.
He got out of it. He's just so disappointed that somehow I got out of it. All I said was no. Okay. Took Travis's money for gas.
Wait, what?
This was like when we were kids. I think it was like allowance money.
Yeah. Mom would give us money to spend
mom would give us like
while we were
allowance
down
money
there.
to spend while we were down there. And I think this is a trip. I think this was a Kings Island trip. It had fell I think it had fell on a trip we took to Kings Island.
Did he want you to use that money for?
No, he asked me to hold on to my money so he can use it for gas. And like my mom found out about it.
I was mad, dude. I was like, he took Travis's money for gas
I was
money.
a little kid. I didn't think anything of it at the time. I was like,
Of course you
I was a little
wouldn't.
kid.
Yeah.
Could you
And
trust
then,
this man?
Well, I'm supposed to, right?
And then
But then, in hindsight, like, are you really supposed to trust Bruce?
Right.
I don't know.
well, dude, but then, because he knew, I was like, dude, I'm telling Mom. And like, he knew it was happening, and the money did wind up back in your wallet. I remember that because I remember going like she was.
Well,
like,
yeah, 'cause I remember him
"Sorry."
giving it back to me because I think I was playing or doing something. He like had given it back to me, like, oh, okay. And
No, he knew he was about to get in trouble from his
went on
ex-wife.
about my day.
That's
yeah.
what he knew.
Do the next
The
one.
nerve,
Yeah,
man.
Right?
dude. That's the kind of man.
That's the kind
this
of
guy
person
is.
he is, dude.
That's wild.
We came from his sperm. That's this guy. That guy. Next on the list, khaki shorts, man. That's awesome. Because dude, we were just chilling out in the living room watching something, and Craig was sitting there at the
In the chair watching
in the
TV.
chair that's right next to the front door, and Dad comes in from getting the mail or something, doing whatever he does. And he comes in, he kind of flicks Craig's shorts or points at him. He's like, "Hey, khaki shorts, man, that's awesome." He's combing his hair as he does.
He
He's
just kept walking.
combing his toupee. He just kept walking on about his day.
What a compliment, dude.
Dude, that's what we're talking about. Like,
That was a straight up Jerry move from Rick and Morty.
Right.
Remember, have you seen the episode where he came in and he was like, "Oh, chilling on the couch, huh?"
Yeah.
Don't do that
Yeah.
to me, Dad. Don't do that.
but dude, that's like just
Oh, going in the kitchen, huh, Dad? Yeah. that's exactly what he did.
just
Dude, he
random.
is a Jerry for sure, dude. Bruce is a Jerry.
Dude, of course, like he doesn't want to learn how anything works. I don't know how this works.
Right?
That's our dad.
Yeah.
But old.
But old, for sure.
Lock up now.
Lock up now. Yeah, lock up now was
my
part of the other trip.
Gosh, dude. That trip was rough for you.
Yeah, for me.
But it was hilarious for me. 'cause
Travis
that
was
didn't
just
make me shit. I
laughing
was
the whole
laughing
time.
the entire time.
He
Lock
just
up
laughed
now.
the entire time.
There's the same trip where he's like, "You're an asshole." No, I
Yeah,
don't know about that.
he kept telling me to lock the doors every time.
Yeah,
Like,
lock up now.
and I
Because wasn't it around the same time you had like just
He
started
says it real
driving?
quick.
or something?
yeah, I just started.
It was his
driving.
first car. It was a gray
It's a Saturn,
Yeah,
gray
it was a Saturn.
But anyway, he kept like every time we would get out, every time. And dude, you know what? I have a suspicion he was doing it on purpose. He was pissing me off on purpose. I know he was, dude. And now that I look back on it, I'm like, this is what he was doing to my mom.
This is what
He was doing the same. It was annoying her, and he was just like, feeding the. He was just feeding the annoyance. I know he
just
was.
kept doing it. He's not going to stop.
Kept doing
I feel
it,
like that's so bizarre to me because when I think of Bruce, obviously I didn't grow up around the guy, but like, I just like, I feel like, can his brain handle the capacity to like knowingly do shit like that? To like knowingly piss people off? Because to me,
I
he's
think
just
a little bit.
To me, he's just so simple.
I think a little bit.
He's not dumb. He's not
No.
dumb per se, but he's just
naive.
He's so
naive about
simple
other
and
people's
so
cares.
like it's my world and you're living in it.
like
that.
Like this is a big.
We all
simulation
live
and he's the
around
main
him.
character,
He's the
right?
main character.
Like he like it's like
Like he's Dwight in the office.
sense of humor
gotta
is
bring
just
that up.
foreign to him.
Yeah.
He's like the dumbest shit would make him laugh.
The type of dude he is, he thinks that The Office is about Dwight.
Yeah. He thinks the main character of The Office is
It's Dwight. And as he goes, oh yeah, The Office, the show that does this.
Yeah, he does this with his hands, like because like it's a documentary,
Indicating
like a fake
how the
documentary
camera
style.
moves.
Yeah.
He's just so old,
But
stuck in his ways.
I say that he kind of knows what he's doing because something else that's on the list when you get to it.
He's not stuck. He chooses to be in those ways.
I don't know, but the next one is right through Kentucky.
That's it. That's exactly what I was talking about. He knows exactly what he
does
was doing.
this, dude. That comes from every fucking summer. Well, I don't know if it was every summer, but when we would go down to Kings Island with him, and we would go to his house every other weekend, and like some summers it would fall when we would go down to Kings Island or whatever, and he would like map out the entire road trip, where we're gonna go, what states we're gonna pass through, and until we got there. And he would do this like when Kentucky came up. I guess it was like the last state we had to pass through.
He did this, and to your note, like you're like, does he have the capacity to annoy people? That's exactly what it was, dude.
Yeah.
He was already grinding my gears, dude. He was already getting on my nerves, and he goes, yeah. We're gonna take 65 all the way down here right through Kentucky. And
Poke you like that.
Poking
He
me
would
right
do
in the
that,
chest,
man.
dude. He poked me right in the chest, and I was like, ah! Stop! Dude, stop it! I
Dude,
could
because
not.
both our parents do the same shit. Because my dad would
They
do shit like
repeat
that,
themselves.
and then mom would be like, "Yeah, my muscles like tighten up, tighten up." Like, I know what they do.
It was so cringe, dude. She did that one time. Yeah, when your muscles like tighten up, and I went, "Oh, I know what they do."
He did it to
I said
her
it to her, dude.
face.
Into her face, she had to be like, "This idiot kid, dude. Like, how dare he look at me like that?" I don't know, dude.
That's wild, dude.
I couldn't
And
stand it.
Bruce also eats pizza with a knife and fork.
Yeah, you mentioned that last
Pizza
time.
with a knife and fork, dude.
Tell him to get fucked.
Well, he also there was this Vincennes trip we took for him. It wasn't for us.
It was for him.
He just wanted us to be there with him so that he could go look around at Vincennes, the college he went to. But there was this. It wasn't even a spot, dude. It wasn't anything. We wanted to show this island, this little fucking small, insignificant landmass, right?
out in the middle of the
Out
lake.
in the middle of fucking nowhere. And like April is driving, and I guess there was a left coming up, right? A left turn. And he's like, "All right, April, you see this left? Don't take it." But like, the way he set it up, he made it seem like she had to take the left. But he's like, "All right, you see this left? Indicated that she needed to take it. You see this left? Don't take it." Then why'd you even bring it up?
Why would you say it?
Just
Why
don't
would you say
it.
anything about the left
He
turn?
gave a direction she didn't need to even take. Like, there's no point in even fucking bringing it up.
Like, he might as well
What
be
are you
like,
doing?
see this thing? Pay no attention to it.
Oh, yeah. It's like, hey, you see that?
Oh, you see that green light? Keep going the way you're going.
right.
God. And he also talks loudly in movie theaters. And we know this because we've seen, I think, it was Inglourious Bastards. I
Yeah.
think it's the last movie we saw with him in theaters. I think so. And he was just talking like normal.
Like this. He was talking like this in the middle of the movie.
So, do you think they're going to do this?
He's the main character.
He's the main character.
There's nobody else.
Right? I don't know, man. Just just watch the movie. Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, if I could have little video clips of him being an in life NPC.
You ought to get some
You know what I mean?
glasses
Some glasses.
with the cameras in them.
Yeah.
And just
Hey, put these on.
I just want to see what one dinner is like.
Like dinner.
One meal. You know what I mean? I can
What he
only
talks
imagine
about.
what goes on in a meal.
Right?
Oh, this next one. This is a good one. Is a regular at places. He's a regular, but he doesn't tip.
He doesn't tip.
He doesn't tip anywhere. Honestly, if he's a regular or not, doesn't tip.
Never.
No.
Not a
he's
dime.
not.
He will ask for his change. Like if it's like $18, he'll pay with 20 and he'll ask for the change back. And he won't.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What world do you live? And if he does tip, he'll leave the change.
Well, dude.
If it's 2 and some change, he'll leave the change and take the bills, dude.
What?
Like it's 1950 something. You can tip with a quarter or something. You know
Back in my day, we used to tip
talk
with a
about
nickel.
stuck in his ways, man.
No, he is
Oh my
stuck in those
God.
ways.
Dude, yeah, but like goes back to the Vincennes trip. Remember when he just up and left the table, like because we had stopped to
Yeah.
eat somewhere before the day was out, and he just left.
He was
and,
like, he goes, I'll take
all
he goes,
the
I'll
four
take care
us-
of all of this.
The 4 of us, you and April, and then me and Tara, had to leave the tip because he just left. He didn't know.
It was
tip.
a $50-something bill, and he was just like,
No tip.
no tip. We were like,
He,
all right.
he like paid for all of us to eat, right?
Which
He
was
just
nice.
doesn't tip.
Which was nice. But how are you not going to tip the waitress, dude?
And dude, she was a nice lady. She's an
Yeah.
older woman. She's real sweet. Didn't even
Remember,
tip her.
it was a
But see, there's
good service.
you know he's doing it out of pure intention because look at his rap sheet, right? Look
at his rap
look
sheet.
what he does when he's by himself, and you've seen
Yeah.
it firsthand. So it's like
he does
But yeah, he
nothing
does
but
that.
whatever he wants.
he's a main character.
He's the main character.
Yeah.
He's
He's the
like-
main character in a video game.
Dude, and you know what? He'll never
Fearless.
he'll look back on his life and he'll never know the good things that people did for him. Because he'll just go,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
that was lucky. I'm glad that happened to me.
He'll just do this. He'll just go, oh,
Yeah. Oh.
or he'll go, yeah.
Well, Dad, I did this for you. Well,
Well,
that's how it'll be. That's how I feel like.
and the last one on the list is it's labeled I gotta eat those, which this goes back to
fuck.
Margaret, his roommate who
His companion.
I
yeah.
remember this.
But this was back in the day when when we used to hang out with Spencer,
Yeah.
which is her nephew. But there was these chicken nugget, like me and Spencer were up late at night watching whatever, and we were hungry, and we saw some chicken nuggets out in the freezer or the fridge, whatever. And my dad was still up. He was like, we asked him, like, hey, can we have some chicken nuggets? Like a little late night snack before we go to bed. He's like, yeah, no problem. And so we cook them, we eat them, and like a few minutes go by, and we hear bros, all bros from the back room, which is how she would get his attention. And he goes back there. He's like, yeah. He goes back to see what she wants, and we just hear bros, smash chicken nuggets. I gotta eat those.
Those are my
I'm like,
chicken nuggets.
what?
I have to eat those.
Yeah. And like, but that's how she would talk. You couldn't really understand what she was saying, and she said, "Those are my chicken nuggets. I gotta eat those,
Dude.
gotta." It was a necessity.
say
She was
had
a
to be
large woman.
She was a big.
She was a big.
Yeah, little.
Is it a bad taste to talk about her? Because I really want you to tell about the time that she was like, "Oh, I got my hair cut too," and made that fucking god awful noise at you.
That noise.
Did you forget about that? Did you forget about that?
No, I know what it is. It's just Craig does it better. Because he did it. He's the one that made the noise. Well, I mean, she made the noise, but he imitates it better.
She would just
I had got a
it's
haircut.
Like somebody,
She's
yeah.
weird. And she's like, oh, Trans, you got a haircut? I got a haircut too. That. And she did.
like that, dude.
Just fucking.
Yeah,
This
so it was
terrible
weird,
sound
though,
is
yeah.
stuck with you guys.
Weird.
And
But-
she
but
made
the
you
thing is,
fucking.
Forever stuck in my brain.
But God rest
so
her
sorry.
soul. God rest her soul. She passed away. Okay, unfortunately. And but again,
she did? Oh.
yeah, she did. But she was very large her entire life. Like her health was.
She
bad.
just
This
didn't
was
take
gonna
care of her
happen.
health. Like,
Yeah, this was gonna happen. But here's something else that happened is like, so my grandpa and we went to her funeral, and like I'm sitting next to my grandpa, kind of like in the back. And his wife, my step grandmother Dee, is like
she's a little hard of hearing.
hard of hearing. And he goes, and he kind of leans over to her and he goes, man, she was a big woman.
And she's like, what?
He goes, what? And he goes, she was a big woman.
He yells it at her funeral,
Real
bro.
loud at Margaret's funeral, unfortunately. And dude, I can't help but think somebody wasn't just like, did he just say that? But I mean, it's not like they didn't know. Of course they knew she was a big woman. She was a big woman.
I can only imagine what it's like working at like a funeral home and just see. I'm sure death makes people do weird shit.
stuff.
I can only imagine what some of these people do. Like,
Well, she was like in hospice
saying,
care.
like saying stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think some of that kind of like, I think that's where Dad gets it sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's like a little example.
Her pancakes.
Oh God.
She'd make them with a whole stick
Dude,
of butter. They
yeah.
disintegrate when you touch them. I was talking to Travis about this last night
They
about
come
how
out all yellow and splotchy.
all yellow and splotchy,
Looks
dude.
like you get them. What the fuck is this? And dude, she would refrigerate the syrup. It'd be so thick, dude, cold. Dude, cold syrup on hot fucking pancakes.
See, that's the thing.
It was gross.
Refrigerate the syrup, fine, but heat it up.
Don't refrigerate the syrup.
No, heat it up if you're gonna use
But dude,
it.
she wouldn't heat it up.
She
and it would be
just
so
put it right on cold.
Yeah,
dude.
dude, it was cold. It like would make it thicker, and it was just such a weird texture. It was like,
I remember several times going, these are cold, and then we'd heat them up, and they were still cold. You put more syrup on them, and they were still cold from the fridge syrup.
Man.
But yeah, that's okay. So that's the tale of Bruce. Yeah, who knows? You may meet him one day. I don't know.
we should probably go. Yeah, I do want to go in depth with some more stories. Like the lock up now. That was a good one.
I feel like he would think that this was like a radio thing.
I guarantee you that's
We should
exactly
tell
what
him
he
it
thinks
is.
it is.
we should just tell him it's something it's not, and just watch him go with it.
No, but
watch the ball
Here's
roll.
the, dude, we don't even have to do
What would
that.
he guess it would
See,
be?
that's the thing. We don't even have to do that. He's just gonna do that himself. He's like, well, we can tell him exactly what it is, and he'll just think that.
Yeah,
himself.
whatever his idea about what it is how
it's
he'll
what it'll
Like
be.
how
It's
Alec
what
is
it'll
the
be.
microphone worker.
Alec is the microphone worker.
No, he's a vocalist. Yeah, microphone worker.
Alex.
Alex, yeah, he keeps calling you. He still to this day calls you Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah, Alec, I keep doing that. Alex, yeah.
It'd be even better if he called
does
you
that.
Alan.
Alan.
Happy birthday, Alan.
Happy birthday, Alan.
Dude. Out of the room, I feel like I have the least interesting dad.
Tony.
Yeah.
Your dad is just you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little bit of our dads, but you
your
guys
dad-
are like nothing.
Your
which-
dad's a complete fucking goof.
My dad's a fucking big hillbilly. That's what he
Big
is.
stupid doo-doo head.
He's a fucking,
Big stupid doo-doo head.
just some of the stuff that he's done, man. It's some. I mean, I don't know. It just. I feel like a lot of it can't even be discussed on this show.
My dad was just normal.
Well, remember when your dad got that metal detector and he used it like
Dude.
once?
So he spent his entire
What?
tax check
What?
on a $1,200 metal detector,
Mm-hmm.
and he thought my mom wouldn't find out about it.
Well, didn't he use her?
Where's all her money?
You show it's tax time. You don't have your tax check, and all the kids are asking to play with a fucking metal detector. You know what I mean? How are you gonna hide that? Like, yeah, I spent all that money, and it was when I lived in Riley Village. Like, our house, we were the first people to live in our house. Like, it was built, and then we lived in it. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think you're gonna find here? Like, nobody's lived here. This has just probably been farmland. up until, like, couple-
trip?
No, he used it in the neighborhood. He used it one time.
Like he's gonna find buried.
He's gonna
like,
find some doubloons.
like most people's
live
dad's
off that.
midlife crisis is like buying a nice car. You know, my dad bought a fucking metal detector when they were in loads of debt.
Well, yeah, you like the classic dad fantasy. I'm gonna buy a nice car. Now, what you get, Bradley? Got a metal detector.
metal detector.
He
I took her around the neighborhood.
he was something else, man. I remember one time him telling me a story about how he'd been convincing. He played a long con. This is where I get it. He had been telling everybody he worked with for like a year or so that he lives in like this really nice house and he doesn't have to work if he doesn't want to, and
Oh my
and all this shit. Well, And he was like, yeah, he's like,
Doesn't sound like a con. That sounds like depression.
he said,
sounds like a lie.
he said,
Sounds like
he said, and there was this house in the country. I don't even remember what it was. Like, we used to pass it sometimes, and it was a nice house. It was a real long brick driveway. It was real nice, and he convinced all his buddies that he's like, yeah, come on over. We'll play some cards or whatever. So everybody follows him, and he pulls in this random person's driveway just to get out. And they were like, this is a nice home. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's not mine. It's not mine. You had to drive out there for nothing.
that is straight something you would do, dude.
That is like the
100%.
origin story of who else but Quakenbush is that.
He's done some wild
just
stuff.
carried on
dude. My
into
mom's
you.
told me stories about just weird shit he's done. Like, he was trying to like fix a lamp, and the whole fucking house, like the power shut off, like the breakers got tripped.
He didn't unplug it.
No. She said that he came back there and he had the two wires and his hair was like fucked up and he was going like what are you doing? He does
Like
not
that
think
guy
about
from Home Alone that shocked
Yes,
himself.
he does not think about anything. He took one time they had a big Christmas tree on the front of our car, and he took a guy out, and he didn't even stop to see if he was okay. He just kept going.
He hit a man.
Yeah, like the with the tree.
With the tree.
The tree was overhanging, and he was at a gas station, and he made a hard turn, and it just took this guy out.
Oh my gosh.
Stop.
He just kept going.
Oh my gosh.
There's probably other stories I don't even have on the top of my head about my dad, but I'm gonna come up with a list of some stuff because, dude, some of it, man, it's wild. It's wild.
I feel
my
like
dad was
there's a lot
my dad
of-
was a big guy too.
Dude, first time I saw your dad, I thought like, oh my gosh, who's this monster? Walking into your home. He's
bro.
fucking massive. Just a giant, fucking half giant walking to your house.
Man, but I did want to bring up. I got two stores I wanted to bring up unless you got
We got time.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I was kind of seeing if Alec was wanting
Yeah.
to go say something.
You got anything?
'Cause I got-
Quiet Quincy's over there. Shut his mouth.
So I got the story about Brandon.
Actually, there is one.
Actually,
How does that start?
No, go ahead.
Brandon,
But it started.
fucking dick. But anyway,
Fucking clumsy me.
Brandon, remember Brandon?
Let's go,
Little
Brandon.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, back in the day when we were kids and whatever, we were like smoking and we'd use the eye drops before we went anywhere.
Oh
Well-
my gosh, I remember this. You dick, dude. I remember
One
this story.
time, so we had two of them, right? We had the actual Visine and we had an empty bottle that we filled with soapy water. So
You can only imagine where this is gonna go.
I know exactly where it's going. Who
So
does it?
Seth is in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger, and then he's like, awkwardly in the middle, right in the back, And we both use the regular ones, and we give him. I swap it out, and a little sleight of hand trick, and I give him the soapy water, and he's talking, telling us something, talking, whatever. He puts one drop in, right? He does this, and this is what he does. He goes, puts it in, and goes. And he goes, man, this burns. And he's like, he looked around. He goes, you guys okay? And we're like, yeah, bro. And he goes, oh yeah. Probably thinking like, these guys did. I can do it. And then he's like,
Just the other one.
and then real shakily goes for the left eye, and right before he does, he goes, dude, this burns. Dude, I lost it, dude. I couldn't stand it.
It's real bad.
He was so shakily, like, no confidence at all.
It's like,
I love that he said, "Are you guys okay?"
are you guys okay?
He's okay. This is burning, man.
That's so. There is an eye drops that does burn. It's like really
The Roto, yeah, but we didn't know. We didn't even know that existed.
Right.
Maybe he did, but I don't know. But yeah, we just use Visine,
This really hurts.
But I was so hoping he was gonna do both eyes, right? Like,
Could you imagine? Just like, you guys,
It's like I'm blind.
I really can't see.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
My gosh, dude.
Oh man, that would suck so bad.
I know. You have nothing. Seth's car was like, if you had anything to wash it out with, it's probably going to give you an infection. Because everything in there is just old and dirty.
I can picture it's Brandon, right?
Yeah,
H.
little Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking.
Real shaky. And he already had this one like fucking closed, right? Like
It is fucking teeth, dude.
like it's
really struggling over
it's
there.
like winching pain.
With cigarette.
I'm just picturing his fucking mouth and teeth.
We was not having it.
Oh, dude, shark mouth. Oh man,
Dude, that reminds me of like just like going blind like that. Like there's this time that April and I were when we were in high school, and we were walking past, like we were just walking in the hallways, and she's dust, something got in her eye, dude, and we were walking right past the only blind kid in the whole school. The only kid who was like literally blind, and he's walking to his class, and she goes, "Oh, I can't see. It's like I'm blind." Right when we walked past him, because she didn't see him. She had her eyes closed. She was trying to get it out.
Right.
And I was like, hey, we just passed that one blind kid. She goes, "Oh my gosh, really?"
I bet you she felt so bad.
And I was like,
at least he won't know who said it.
Yeah, he wouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
How could he know?
how would he know?
Do you guys remember
Give me your license.
Speaking of blind, do you remember back in my heyday of when we would all consistently go to the bar and I would, get inebriated and just say whatever I wanted to literally anybody.
And just become blind vocally?
Pretty much. But do you remember that blind guy that was there and he was being a
older guy?
super dick?
Yeah.
He's kind of funny sometimes.
Well,
but
dude, he was being an asshole, and I just remember I looked at him and I said, "Fuck you, Daredevil." And he goes, "What?" I said, "Never fucking mind." I was like, "Never mind, dude."
he makes jokes about being blind all the time. So it's like, if you're gonna be an asshole and you make jokes about it constantly,
Right.
I think it's fair game
Dude,
at that point.
comedy is one of those things where like no one's above a joke. You know what I mean? Like
yep.
you're not gonna, and especially like that, if you're gonna like joke about it, if you're gonna, like you said, be a
It better be well written. That was a well written.
Yeah.
That was well written. What was it? What was that? It was like I said, it was a bad attempt.
It was a bad attempt.
Right.
What did Mr. Hanky?
Oh,
The Christmas shit.
Yeah.
And he gets fucked up on Ambien and sends offensive
Intense mean
tweets.
tweets.
That's what it was.
And they're
yeah.
like, "Did you just tweet that the mayor of South Park was a titless whore?" I was on Ambien. It was a mistake.
It was a failed attempt at a joke. Yes, but the joke was not funny. Yeah, that's why I said it was a failed attempt.
It was a bad attempt.
Oh, bad attempt, yeah.
Dude, I had no filter when I was. Sometimes it was funny. Other times it was like, "Hey, man,
So
You should have seen it out just now.
I was not expecting
That feels
dude.
good. It was getting hot in there, bro.
For those listening, Matt just unfolded a hat
He just
Yeah.
whipped out.
For those who
his
don't watch the
mullet.
video version,
and it just has hair attached to it, and now he's rocking a mullet.
yeah, it's the mullet from his what is it? Your mullet hat.
His
My
box
mullet
of
hat. It
props.
says America on it.
It's America.
With an American flag. Apostrophe America.
Dude, you even fooled me. When I picked you up, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I
I
had
know.
no
That's why I've
idea
been
you
keeping
were-
my hood up. I let it go. I let it get down a couple times in your car. I was like, oh, fuck.
Did he notice?
Here comes Bradley with a long con.
Hey, something
It almost got us in trouble,
I
though.
want to talk about is that video you sent of that football player.
Dude, that was hard to watch.
I had
it
to
was very
scrub.
difficult
I
to
scrubbed
watch.
through the video. I couldn't watch all that. That was.
I
it
watched
was
all of it
difficult.
just to be informed.
What was his name?
I can't remember
It's
his
like
name.
Zachary.
It's in the chat. Go
Zachary
ahead.
Latrell Stacy or something. The
But,
guy
Did
who
you
watch that?
Just scrubbing through the video,
Alec?
not even watching the whole thing.
Yeah,
It
Alec
was
hadn't
like
seen it.
it was making me kind of sick to my stomach. I was like, oh my
Dude,
gosh.
this guy
seen it.
like wrecked his old lady. Like,
Oh, I
it
saw
was-
it.
Oh.
Yeah, he.
Gross.
Oh, you did watch it? Yeah, dude,
Made me really
it was tough.
uncomfortable.
It was
Could not
tough
watch.
watching.
It was
I
hard
like,
to watch. Well, it was
I
hard
can't
to
believe
watch
that.
right at first, right?
Yeah, Zachary Latrell
and then it just
Stacy,
got
that's his
like
name.
it was intensified by 10 that he kept going.
Yeah.
Like
After
the first
he-
initial throw was like
That's a
whoa.
lot. Into the TV, and then the TV falls down on her.
Right.
And then he picks her up
and then
again.
he just keeps doing it.
And he just keeps doing it, dude. I hope this guy.
that poor woman.
I hope he gets killed,
dude.
Yeah,
That is like extremely
dude.
uncalled
But you know
for.
what? I wonder is I wonder if it's like you think it could be steroid related.
It could
Like,
be.
he's
It could
a
be
big
both.
dude.
It could. People do it.
It could be he's just a criminal who
Or it
happens
could be.
to work
It
for the
could be.
NFL.
It could be. He could be. It could be roids on top of. He could have been drinking on top of. You know what I mean? It could
Dude,
be,
I tell you what, in the days of woke
could just be a
society,
piece
he
of
better,
shit.
He better get
Yeah.
canceled, dude. In the days
Well,
of
people don't realize
society, he
dude,
better be
that
canceled for
that
sure.
woman probably was 110, maybe 120, soaking wet. Okay,
She's tiny.
This dude,
She's a tiny lady.
he's a big guy.
He's a
And I
fucking
work-
NFL player.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right,
worked
dude,
out.
he has to train to be able to push
We
a
work
lot
out.
of weight.
We
for his-
worked out. You know that he probably puts up.
Well,
weight.
football
Like,
players, they can
he
put
threw
up.
her-
They have to.
Like that's a dumbbell to him. Like,
Right.
dude, he just.
Well, dude, into her like strength, she wasn't even like. She was just like Zach. Like,
she was limp.
just-
She was
yeah.
limp. She wasn't trying
Well,
to
she
fight
wasn't
back.
even. Yeah,
and-
she was not trying. But I mean, like, she wasn't like bawling her eyes out. Like, she was behaving like this is on the like this is normal.
She did, yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
that's
Like, that's what's
but that's
worse,
how bad it is,
dude.
right? Like,
Yeah.
she put her emotions aside. It's fight or
Yeah.
flight,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah, and she's literally just like trying to make him stop. Like, not even like wincing or like. It was, dude. Like, that was tough, man. I hope this guy. I hope this
Earlier I
guy
said
gets
winching.
justice.
Well, because like he's in
Winston.
hiding now, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying? He's like
well,
in hiding?
football
Or
goalies are
allegedly in hiding. or
Mallory
something?
read something to me the other day because I haven't it's painful for me to even like watching the video alone,
Yeah.
so I haven't really looked into it. She said something to me about the NFL, like his players are like hiding him, like he's bouncing around back and forth.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
bet this guy's vaccinated. Like he's like if he's not spreading COVID, he's spreading punches, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You want some of this knuckle sandwich spread? he's got it, dude.
Man, I'll tell you. But hey, we were talking. I mentioned the gym earlier, and I had a story I wanted to tell. It's real quick. One time I was. This is when I worked out at Family Fun, and I was by
yeah.
myself, and I can't remember. I was doing something. I was doing a flat dumbbell press
Yeah.
on the bench, and I had the 50-pound dumbbells. Well, I'd hit shoulders and traps like a couple
Yeah.
days ago before this, so like letting the weight hang down felt good. So I'm like looking in the mirror and I'm like kind of resting for my next set, and I'm kind of slowly swinging them right. Well, when I'm standing up,
Yeah.
two 50-pound dumbbells, I was swinging, got the tip
Oh my god.
of my man down
Like
there.
the fucking cartoon with the two logs.
And there was a bunch of people around me, and I've
Show
never.
us, show us the scars from the defibrillator after they had to fucking resuscitate you back to life.
I had to sit down, and I'm just screaming in my head, and I'm like looking at my phone.
I can only imagine you
shaky,
just going.
like trying to play it cool, but I'm like,
Did you go home shortly after that? Because I would have.
no.
No.
I sat there for like 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, something like that, and I went back into it. But yeah, I did end up cutting that workout short.
I would have just went home. I would have like, well, this is.
I'll take that as a sign that I shouldn't fucking be here right now. And
Like something, dude. That and that time that 35-pound plate was resting on the ground, and all it did was this
Yeah.
on the tip of my toe, my big toe. Lost that toenail.
It's
Lost
35
it
pounds,
completely.
though. It's solid metal.
Dude, remember?
You wouldn't think,
Yeah.
but right? I mean,
Remember the time Dad had lost his toenail?
Yeah,
He dropped a glass.
This is another back to
Another
circling
weird-
back to Bruce. Circling
weird
back.
story.
He
He was getting
dropped
glass.
something on his toenail,
He was
getting
he
glass
was
and
getting
it
a
fell.
glass out of the cupboard, and it dropped from like arm height. And it just dropped, and
but it hit
fell on his
hard
toe.
enough to like bruise it. But he
And they had
it
to-
healed up, but he kept it.
He kept the toenail.
They
They had
he
to re-
showed us.
they had to
like,
remove-
why?
They had to remove the toenail, and he asked them to keep it. What is wrong? What are you doing, dude? Keeping the toenail?
Dude, that's like the kid who fed the maggots. That's like him. That's like him asking, hey, can I keep that?
well, hey, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
like-
It's
like
interesting you
normal.
brought that up.
Like his normal behavior.
I don't want to say last names, but we all know him, Austin.
Yeah.
I went into his house, and I hadn't been in there in a while, and I went in there, and we're playing video games, and I'm sitting on his bed, right? And I turn around, and I have to take a double take. on top of his, those headboards that have like the cubby holes and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
In one of the cubby holes, there was a pile this tall of toenail and fingernail clippings. And I said,
I hate that. I hate that so bad.
I said, what's that? And he goes, it's my collection.
So he knows what he's doing. He just keeps doing it.
I went home.
I had to leave.
I went home. I did not feel comfortable.
Well, I'm
laying
going
around
home.
those.
All right, I'll see you.
You
I don't know why that made me leave,
You know what
but
that
the
reminds
maggots
me of?
didn't. I don't know.
You know what that reminds me of is that Family Guy cutaway of the Tooth Fairy who plops down in that pile of teeth and just like, ooh. Like it's some acupuncture bullshit.
Dude, so last night, you were talking about that girl who took the Tums, and you guys told her it was like
It was acid.
Told her it was acid, yeah.
and it's and you guys have been eating them. You eat them like candy, dude. Because
Well,
they're,
and
like,
Mallory pulled them
flavored.
out like they were like,
Mallory had like 5 of them
like
last
there was
night.
like some bag of drugs or something.
And my joke about it was just that they're just milk Smarties.
They're just milk.
They're just Smarties with tons of calcium in it, dude.
No wonder my body craves them.
Yeah, right. You could just have
Yeah.
Tums, dude, instead of.
No, I was telling him last night. I failed to mention that the kid with the maggots. I stayed the night at his house a couple times.
Yeah.
And,
And I was like, you stayed the night? You're like, yeah.
and
It was you and Johnny, right?
yeah, me and Johnny and him, and we were laying on his bed, and those
I can only
you know what I'm talking about, the ketchup and mustard, the stereotypical or you find at like a mom and pop restaurant or something. Fucking dick.
Every time.
We laid on his bed and we were squirting him at full force and drawing on the ceiling.
These two fucking turds, man, just adding to the garbage and nastiness in that house. And he's just like, yeah.
We drew pictures on the walls with it and stuff, and it stayed there for as long as I can remember.
Dude, you know what we did? April and I did at our first house
gross.
was we were the first night that we cooked spaghetti. You know how you test
That
the
one on
spaghetti?
Swope, yeah.
Yeah. No, not on Swope. I'm sorry, the first house that we bought.
Oh, okay.
In Mom's neighborhood.
Okay, yeah.
And we tossed a piece of spaghetti, and it just happened to land on the wall above the window, like in the kitchen. And we just left it there the entire time we stayed there. And I think we left like when we moved.
You left it there when you moved out?
When we moved, we left it there, dude. So everybody, whoever
gosh.
was coming to look
You
at the
think it's
house,
still there? You think they just
I
painted
don't
over
know
it?
if Maybe.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just that's wild.
It's gross. I can't believe you stayed the night at that house.
It was
An experience?
yeah, it was an experience. I also had something funny to bring up too. Was I was talking. I think I said something about it last night about how people being drunk and passing out. Like I wish back in the day, like it was so wild to the point, especially at like Mitch and Sebastian's old place, people sleeping out half naked and whatnot, to make an OnlyFans account and just post pictures of other people passed out and, and make profit off of it.
That's like dude. You could probably get hit with like a revenge porn suit right now.
Oh yeah. I would never do that, but it was just.
He said I would never do
No,
that,
but
but I
we were-
would think about it. Like
I'm going to do that, but I'm probably going to do it.
We were joking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it to you guys. Slip you something, and then
quickly open the door while you guys are like pooping.
Right? Just do hold on like a chloroform, right?
Matt's OnlyFans of his buddies taking craps. Dude.
You just have us like smell rags of chloroform. Hey, smell this.
Yeah, right.
also,
It's
I
happening.
wanted to bring up something for our next thing. Maybe we should do like where we'll show a couple of pictures and we'll just say the names that
Like-
we've created for them, right? Like how people call raccoons trash pandas.
Trash pandas, right?
I think that with all of our minds, it would be super goofy.
Yeah.
So I don't know that was just kind of an idea I had, but I don't know, just shooting it out there. What do you got? Do you got anything?
No, dude, we could probably wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up a little early today. Timing is a little off.
Thanks for tuning in, boys and girls.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
On Dang Bro.
Okay.